Hey, Pastor Ethan from Peace Church here. One of the things we want to do is make sure that we're providing the things that you need for your walk in life. So recently we put a survey out there to our congregation. I've got questions. What kind of things might you want to hear about? And we got some responses back, and I want to have in-person sessions of talking through these things, because I think with AI and with technology, we can find answers to just about anything, but often it's impersonal. Often it doesn't have maybe the nuance that we're looking for, or there's no conversation around it, or we don't really quite know how to express what's really on our heart. So I want to tackle one of those questions now, and hopefully we'll be able to all get together, maybe online, maybe in person, as we tackle some of these questions that people from our church have. So there's a couple of people who asked questions around prayer, and so I want to read them both. And the first one says, I'm discouraged about unanswered prayer. I feel like giving up praying about this. And the other one said, wow, where to start? In the past, many times when I prayed, I felt like God was right there next to me. I've lost that. How did I lose that? How do I get it back? And when I pray to God, do my prayers go to all three? So there's some questions around prayer. And prayer is one of those things that we can overcomplicate it, but we can oversimplify it too. Prayer is a conversation between us and God. And so in the midst of that conversation, God is looking for our hearts. God is looking for openness, honesty, and transparency. And so I think if you're really looking for ways to deepen your prayer life, I would suggest going to the book of Psalms. Okay, so oftentimes if we're only praying like, God, I need this, God, I need that, I think we're missing the depth of prayer. I think, hey God, why aren't you answering me, is a great prayer. In fact, it's a biblical prayer. Psalm 13 says, how long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? And in Psalm 10, I'm going to read a little bit more of Psalm 10. It says, why, O Lord, do you stand far away? Why do you hide yourselves in times of trouble? And then it goes on to talk about how there's enemies against the writer of the psalm. And he goes on then in verse 12, he says, arise, O Lord. O God, lift up your hand, forget not the afflicted. Why does the wicked renounce God and say in his heart, you will not call to account? But then he says this, you do see, you know mischief, you know vexation, that you may take it into your hands. And to you the helpless commits himself. You have been the helper of the fatherless. And so as we look at prayer, I would encourage you in the midst of feeling like God isn't answering your prayer, to ask God, God, why are you not answering my prayer? God, where are you in this difficulty? Where can I go in the midst of this? For me, myself, recently, it's been like, man, God, why do I feel so alone in some of the things that I'm walking through? So you're not alone if you're asking these things, if you're wondering these things. And I think it's an invitation to trust God more deeply when you don't get the answer you want or expect. When you feel like God is distant, I would encourage you just stay close. Stay close to him. It says, seek me and you will find me when you seek me with all your heart. It's a promise from God. So I hope this is helpful for you. Don't feel like any prayer is off limits. I think the only prayer is off limits is not praying, because that means we're turning away from God. We're turning to other sources. So use this feeling of depression, use this feeling of isolation, use the feeling of discouragement to actually draw you closer to God and say, God, what's going on? Where are you in the midst of this? And maybe if you open up your scriptures, if you sit in the midst of that, maybe God will provide more than you would have even asked or imagined. So I hope this is helpful. We have a number of other questions. We'll tackle them as we can, and we'd love to hear more of your questions too. Check out the link in the description, and you'll be able to fill out that form as well. Have a great day. Bye.